Hello everyone and welcome to another real estate video. This is Javier Vidana, the Jedi Knight here. I always wanted to do that. The real estate YouTube guy here in Phoenix, Arizona, helping you accomplish your home goals. If you're wondering where I am, I'm currently in my home office. Here, this is my wife and I's office. I'm shooting this video as a follow-up to my previous video where I talked about the low interest rates and what that means, and gosh, the times have certainly changed since then. It is now March 16th, and as of last night, there's big news. The Fed has cut the interest rates down to 0%, so naturally, I want to talk about what the 0% interest rate really means and what it's going to do for people who are like home buyers like yourself or home sellers. And the second thing I want to talk about is for those who are thinking about buying, should they be buying now or should they be waiting? I've thought a lot about this video and I've researched and I've talked to different people in the industry, and I feel pretty confident documenting my opinion at this point. I think most people know that if I'm going to give you an opinion, it's not because I want you to do something. I'm not doing it to convince you. I'm doing it because it's what I believe. So I'm going to talk about it in this video. Hopefully it brings some calm in these really trying times. I'm kind of, not certain of things as well, but when things get weird, pull the lightsaber out, just in case. So of course, hearing that the interest rates are 0%, we naturally get excited. We're thinking, man, it's time to go buy that new Tesla or secure this deal on this house, now that everything's 0%. But in short words, the interest rate that they're talking about on the media and everything does not indicate the mortgage interest rate. The way I understand it, it's basically the interest rate that the Federal Reserve charges banks. And this was created as a move, and from my understanding, to kind of help the economy in these trying times with the stock market, specifically treasury bonds, all that nonsense. But basically, to answer your question right away is no, it doesn't necessarily indicate mortgage or refinancing rates are 0%. However, fun fact, between 2008 to 2015, the federal funding rate was actually 0 to 0.25 for a very long time. And during those times, interest rates floated from 3 to 4 to 5% around there. So this isn't really going to really affect interest rates. As a matter of fact, because of the last 2 weeks of people finding out that the interest rates are a lot cheaper, there's actually been an increase of interest rate for refinancing and purchasing. Now we're not talking it's exploding, but because of the large amount of applications, the rates are actually starting to rise steadily for purchasing houses. So I wanted to answer that right away. It's not going to, just because you're seeing this news doesn't mean that you have to already, okay, time to go buy a house. Screw the plans. Let's go do it. Interest rates going to be 0%. No, interest rates aren't going to, they're going to keep fluctuating up higher and higher. And especially if demand continues to stay the same, there's still a lot of people refinancing, which I'm guessing they will be, they're going to start actually going up slightly. Eventually, down the road, if this does kind of fix things, it will kind of make the rates stay low. But are they going to get cut in half or get even lower? Not quite. So now I want to talk about what people should do right now in this trying times. Now more than ever, I think realtors and lenders especially are becoming kind of predatory. I actually recently, on my Facebook group I'm in of realtors, a week ago I asked, hey, is anyone changing the plans of how they're meeting people and how things are getting done? I was kind of concerned because I meet a lot of people in my face-to-face appointments with, the whole YouTube thing. So I wanted to just say, hey, should I be adjusting or anything? I got like maybe 2 dozen off responses saying, nope, everything's staying the same. Oh, I'm still closing deals, hustle and muscle, baby. All the standard salesy responses. So because the media is telling us, hey, there's actually lower interest rates happening right now, and then there's realtors and lenders saying, hey, now's the perfect time to buy, it makes things kind of scary, especially with the fact that now, the government's slowly starting to tell us, hey, social distancing and make sure not to go to large groups, and going out to show houses can be difficult, or meeting your realtor and your lender. And who's home right? This is my crazy hair boy. I'm making a video right now. So in my honest opinion, if you're thinking about buying a house, nothing has really changed. So let's say from 1 to 5 being you're extremely motivated and you have to move, 1 being you're somewhat motivated but you could wait, I would say 1 to 5, if this was a normal market, like you should be buying a house, right? The sooner the better. The more time you wait, the less equity you could potentially earn. But now with this whole thing happening, I would probably say if you're 4 or 5, you probably want to go look at it. Now, what does a 4 or 5 mean? Well, what I mean by that is, 1, you have job security. Even during these trying times, you can work out at home. You got job security. You have not only your down payment saved up, but you have in a little bit excess to kind of pad the account. And 3, you're gonna have to live somewhere. Like right now I have a family, I have 2 kids, my wife. I can't go move in with my mother-in-law right now. I can't go move in with my dad or my mom right now. I am a man, I'm an adult, and I have to have my own place to stay. If you're in that position where you're gonna have to live somewhere, either you're gonna buy a house or you're gonna rent, and your lease is coming up soon, or for some reason there's something time-wise that needs to get going, you should still move forward. You should still go look at a house. Now be careful with the showing and the meeting and doing all that. You do have to adjust the way you do it. But if that motivation's there and you have a good position to do it, then do it. Don't let things affect you. Now, if you're from 1 to 3, maybe meaning, hey, even if you're ready to go, you have your down payment, you have your credit ready, but you have the ability to wait a few months because your lease is not up until the end of the year, or because maybe you can move, you're living with your mom and dad right now, you can kind of take it easy, then just consider your options here. You're gonna get pushed to just hurry up and move on and just get the ball rolling. But once this blows over, which I'm confident it will, you can go out and get beat up in the market. There's gonna be a lot more buyers that are gonna be waiting, sure, but you just, it's fine. Right now, I believe, in my honest opinion, if you're in that 4 to 5 category of motivation scale and you have to be out soon, you're gonna have to live somewhere, don't go rent. If you go rent, you're gonna have to pay a deposit. You're gonna pay about the same amount that you would be paying monthly payment wise. And maybe you're scared that the market will crash, which if you think the market will crash, really research why it crashed back in 2010 to calm your fear, because that's not where we're in right now. But like I was saying, even if the market does crash, the only thing you're gonna be out is your down deposit, your down payment. Think about it. Let's say you're buying a house right now for $250 and you're putting $9,000 down, and you buy it, you're going to get a nice secure monthly payment that you're confident will work. And if the market crashes and it goes down, that monthly payment's fixed. It's fixed interest. It's not going to change. You're going to go have to rent a place, and it's going to be the same or a little bit less or a little bit more monthly payment. Because regardless of what happens to the market, rental rates either stay the same or they start going higher. So worst case scenario, let's say the market does crash, now you just keep paying your monthly payment and ride the wave, and once it's back to normal, then you can sell it. Or worst case scenario, maybe you have to rent it out because you have a decent monthly payment, you can probably make a small profit or cut even, let someone else carry it, and then once it's back to normal, you'll be fine. It's your deposit or your initial investment will be okay. Now, that's the con. The pro is, what happens if everything gets back to normal? Well, now that explosion of buyers is going to make the market go a little up, definitely a lot more, and now you're going to get a much more boost of equity than you would have if you would have stayed still, right? So once again, if you're in escrow now, or you have that really extreme sense of urgency or high motivation, you're in that 4 or 5, you're ready to go, do it. Don't be afraid. Go figure out a way to be strategic with it. Don't go like coughing and going to open houses with 20 people. Like, just play it safe, right? But do it. If you're in 1 to 3 where you have time, maybe you're not quite there yet, or maybe you're not just sure of your job security, right? Of the next few months, what's going to happen, then it won't hurt you if you wait a few months. And that's just what I think. Most realtors and lenders are going to hate that I'm saying this because they want to convert business right now. I don't care. I just want to tell you guys, well, honestly, what I would do, okay? If my family and I were in a position now where we're buying a house and we needed to be out in the next few months, we would still be buying a house. And guess what? The interest rate tends to be a little lower, so great. It's a good benefit. We've never bought a home depending on what's going on with the market or the interest rate. We've always bought homes based on our motivation, right? If we tell ourselves we're going to be buying a house at this day or this time of year of this certain year, we're doing it regardless of what happens in this interest rate. As a matter of fact, for this house when we bought it, literally a few months later, the interest rate dropped a bit, but we're like, oh well, it is what it is. You move on. If you're living off what the interest rate and what's happening to it, then you're gonna always be unhappy or happy with what you got. So if you're doing it, make sure your motivation and everything is there, and you get the benefit of the lower interest rate. Great, but don't do it because of the lower interest rate. Mercy, do you have anything to say?
Do it if it makes sense and you have job security and you have financial security.
So there's a Mercy cameo you guys are always wanting. What I think will happen in the next few months, not just with my business, but basically the real estate industry, is I think the demand will still be there and the market's still going to be about the same, but the way we do business is going to change. I think Open Door and OfferPad are going to be increased huge, right? Because that ability to look at houses without anyone else being there is going to be a lot highly more favored or valued than going to look with your realtor or going to look at an open house. So I think the way we do real estate's going to change differently, and I might even start doing virtual showings where I go to the houses and I do a video for you, and that might just if this sticks around for a lot longer, I think the way real estate's done is differently. Other than that, what's happening for me is I'm going to be home a lot more, so expect more videos from me. I might have to get creative with what I make video about. I'm going to start working on a lot of things that I had planned for you guys, like subscription based things or ebooks and stuff like that. Other than that, guys, I mean, I hope you guys know that I'm telling you this not because I want to push you or move forward or get the ball rolling. It's just like, you know, in uncertain times, you want to be certain with what you're doing, so make sure that you're only doing it because you have to. I have a feeling everything's going to be okay, and we're going to go back to normal in a few months, and this is all going to blow over, and this video is going to be irrelevant because people will be like, what was this guy talking about? Ultimately, I feel if someone is 100% motivated now and are able to, and they have job security, and they don't move forward out of fear, it'll be a mistake. I do think that they would regret it, and they're eventually down the road, they might get a house, it'll be great, and it'll be an okay house, but they'll miss out on an opportunity. But anyways, guys, like I said, if you're interested in buying or selling a home in the Phoenix, Arizona area, feel free to reach out to me. I am taking online appointments now, not in person, unfortunately. You can reach me in the information below. We can set something up and try to make this work. If you guys have any questions or anything, comment below, send me a DM on Instagram, or email me, whatever the case may be, guys. I'll be home more often, so I should be responding a lot more frequently. Thank you guys so much for your time. I appreciate you. Have a good one. Bye-bye.